In non-wrestling related news, real quickly, Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke, Brian.
Dick Van Dyke? I know Dick Van Dyke. I don't know who you're talking about.
I stuttered. That's Jerry Van Dyke. That's his brother. No, I stuttered for a second because I'm goddamn wrestling overdosed. You know Dick Van Dyke, don't you, Brian?
Of course. I think he's like 99 years old now, right?
He is 99 years old. And you know what? He's in the news. He's quoted as saying he has no interest in slowing down. He says, I love what I do. He has a goal to win an Oscar.
See, this is what I told you. You're never going to retire. We have so much to do.
99.
He's got a younger wife. Have you ever seen, he's interviewed on TV sometimes, and his wife, she's like 45 or something.
Jesus Christ, I don't care if he's got a team of geishas and a fucking physical therapist. I want to slow down now. I have a lot of interest in slowing down. I'm not necessarily in love with what I do, and I don't know that I want an Oscar or to actually any other type of awards at this point. I'd like some peace and quiet. I want to slow down, Brian. I want to live the simple life. I want to go out in the backyard and plant seeds and farm and watch the crops grow to the sun and you need to play some flute music behind me now.
Oh yeah, grow to the sun.
Can you play the flute as well as the organ? They kind of go hand in hand.
Maybe in the territory you've been a part of.
Well, nevertheless. Oh, there you go. And watch the crops grow to the sun. Ladies and gentlemen, then the birds come and eat the seeds but nevertheless,
he's part of a barbershop quartet, I believe. I mean, he still sings and performs for people for all those kids that are big fans of the barbershop quartets nowadays.
Yeah, those young hipsters, the young beat generation. But actually, if he's in a barbershop quartet, he doesn't go to the barbershop. He's got looks like Grizzly Adams these days. I get maybe his skin at 99. If you try to shave him, it might come off on the razor or whatever.
Do you think the head of hair is the most amazing part about his age? I mean, when you really think about it, 99, he has a full head of hair.
Yeah, it's gray, but it's there. So he's got, he's just lived a happy life. He's so positive. He's so positive. Positive is good. No, Shiki. He's a positive, smiling, uplifting, happy guy. I'd like to slap him in the fucking face.
Oh, stop it.
99 years. I don't want to slow down. This'll slow you down, Dick. Fuck you.
Hey, he's a nice guy. He's the only person who does a worse British accent than you or I. Dick Van Dyke.
Hey, I'll have you know.
Hello, Mary Poppins.
I'll have you know that I do a great British accent, and I can do the various British accents, and I can be posh, and I can do the Cockney.
What about Welsh?
He's a right gentleman, he is.
Do you do a Sean Connery?
Bond. James Bond. See? There you go.
Other than like saying his name, do you say anything as Sean Connery?
Fuck you. See? There you go. So but anyway, yeah, Dick Van Dyke is way too cheerful for me.
The guy's 99 years old at the time of his life. What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, he's never been in the wrestling business. That's what the problem is. If he was in a wrestling business, he'd have died miserable about 30 years ago.
Did he ever host Raw?
No, he never did. And then they could have had Lou Albano, Captain Lou, come back.
From the dead?
Because that would be...
Come back from the dead?
Well, no, if he was still alive, he could come back to the WWF.
That's right, Vinny Jr., I'm reanimated Lou Albano!
That was the second most repeated Captain Lou Albano joke behind, hey, I hope that shirt's waterproof because that tie's a real pisser. If he didn't say that to you, he would bring up the fact that, did you know that Dick Van Dyke only made it in show business when he changed his name? His real name was Penis Von Lesbian.
You know, that must have been like such a hit in the Chicago locker room in like 62.
Back in 63? Oh, what a night. I'm telling you, Captain Lou, baby. But anyway, we needed Captain Lou on the Hall of Fame. We did it. As a matter of fact, right now, Captain Lou, if they dug, exhumed the coffin and brought the remains out, it would have been more entertaining. But should we just talk about the
Van
Hall
Dyke?
of?
Yeah, let's talk more about
Well,
Dick
no,
Van Dyke. You know, Carl Reiner just passed away a few years ago, but he got to be in his late 90s too. There was something about that show that kept people going.
How old was Maury Amsterdam?
That's a good question.
Can you
Google that?
Can you Googlefy that? Because now, Rosemarie, she always seemed like an old adult person, even when she was younger.
Maury Amsterdam died in 1996 at the age of 87.
Jesus Christ. So there, Buddy was 87. Look up Rosemarie. Buddy was 87. Dick Van Dyke still at 99. Carl Reiner, 90 fucking 7 or 8 or whatever he was.
Rosemarie died December 28th, 2017, 94 years old.
Jesus H. Christ. And she was in show business when she was a kid, baby Rosemarie. So, well, what about Mary Tyler Moore? She was the youngest looking, most fittest, in shape, one of the bunch of them. She certainly didn't live to be 85, I don't believe. Wasn't she younger than that?
And it has here, for whatever reason, the hospital too. But she died January 25th, 2017, 80 years old, Greenwich, Connecticut.
So she made it to 80, and she was the youngest one of the bunch.
She made it to Greenwich. Maybe it was Greenwich that did it.
Hold on here a second. Look up Millie Helper. Anne Morgan Gilbert, Guilbert. The next door neighbor, Millie.
She passed away June 14th, 2016 at the age of 87.
Boom! Because I've seen her on TV in the last 10 years or whatever the fuck it was. And so she was working to the end. What about Jerry Paris?
All right, hold on. I would have gone to the show page if I knew that was going to turn into.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, but you know, what was it about this program that caused these people?
Jerry Paris died March 31st, 1986, 60 years old.
Oh, what was he hit by a bus?
Let me see here. According to Wikipedia, he was hospitalized at Cedars-Sinai. Doctors discovered he had a brain tumor.
God damn it.
He underwent 2 surgeries, but doctors were unable to remove the tumor. And then he remained hospitalized until his death on March 31st at the age of 60.
Son of a bitch, he's the odd duck. Wait a minute.
What about the
Richard Deacon? Richard Deacon, though. Richard Deacon.
This is how badly we don't want to get to Mania, folks. So,
because think about think about the cholesterol. He was an overweight gentleman.
He passed away, and I remember this because he didn't make it to the new Leave It to Beaver. August 8th, 1984, 62 years old.
See, and he didn't take care of himself, though. He should have taken Buddy Sorrell's jabs more to heart. And the kid, Larry Matthews, he's got to still be alive. He was like fucking 7 when I was fucking 5.
He is still alive. He is 69 years old.
Well, then when I was 5, he would have been 11. Well, there you go.
All right, this has been our new drive-through segment, finding out if old people are alive. Tune in next week where we go through the honeymooners. Spoiler, they're dead.
It's remarkable when you think about the main players of that television program. One of them is still around and the other one's passed at ancient, antiquated ages.
I remember one Oscars. This must be like 25 years ago. They had like the greatest actors of the century. And you know, there were a lot of like old timers there, but you know, for the most part, like the old timers were starting to be guys who were in films in the 40s. All of a sudden, in the middle of that, there was Fay Wray, and she looked like she was 200 years old. Like, holy shit, Fay Wray! She looks horrified to be there.
No, when I was a kid, Well, I say a kid. When I think I was a teenager, probably, because I want to say it was around the mid 70s. Here, Google Adolf Zukor. Yeah, Adolf Zucker was one of the early Zuk
I know who he is, yeah.
Orer. No, Zukor Or. One of the early film magnates. I can remember they did a special broadcast, some type of presentation for him on network television on his 100th birthday.
Which would have been 1973.
Boom, there you go. And at that point, it's 1973. There's goddamn CinemaScope, for Christ's sake. And here's one of the guys still alive that invented the fucking movie. It was in on the ground floor and pioneer days of the movie business and the Nickelodeons. And he was already an adult at that time.
And his daughter married Marcus Lowe of Lowe's Theaters.
There you go.
Oh, no,
see, it was a very incestuous business, the film industry.
Excuse me, I'm wrong.
But they lived long lives.
That was the daughter's father-in-law. So she married Marcus Lowe's son, which would have made
her a son of a bitch.
Well, there you go.